Всем здоров, народ, с вами Мир. И мы продолжаем проходить игру Kingdom of Amalur. Так, на чем я тут остановился?
You
Квестик.
there,
Давай подкинь квестик.
the hero of Melsenshire? I did not expect to find you in this damned swamp.
Да, вот
We
я
couldn't
гуляю,
have picked a
где
worse
только
time
могу.
to travel in the drowned forest.
Что ты имеешь в виду?
It's all these damn mergen. We've arrived just in time for their spawning season. They're filling the swamp and tearing my men to pieces. Don't know how many Banshin are out there. I venture it's more than one. If you could lend us a hand and destroy any Banshin you find, I'd be forever grateful.
Баншан и Мурганы.
I know it's disgusting to imagine, but Banshin are the mothers of those slimy
Да, я в курсе,
creatures.
спасибо.
Every year they return to this swamp and a new wave of Mergen spews forth.
Я убью Баншан.
Thank you. They seem to be coming from several nests to the west. Find the Banshin and destroy them. Be wary, they're always guarded by more Mergen.
Что вам
The
нужно?
Banshin is spawning so many Mergen. The swamp's overrun.
Карак.
I joined the Alpha army right before we took back Melsenshire. My captain fell during the siege. Afterwards, I was promoted and put in charge of securing the...
Melsenshire.
I had resigned myself to death. When Baelor fell, it was like being granted a new life. The spawn of Banshin. Those tridents they carry pierce
Banshin?
disgusting creatures. I never dreamt I'd end up in one of their swamps.
Это
There's-
принялись.
I shuddered.
Что
We've
мне?
heard the voices. Our orders were to survey, though. But take heed.
Окей. Так. Сейчас я хочу пропнуться в Молсеншир.
Keep walking.
Так, снаряжение предмета. Далее, что у нас тут? Так. Господи, куча всякой хрени. Так, добавить мусор, добавить мусор. Ты в мусор, тебя в мусор, тебя в мусор. Так, мусор. 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 Все.
Looking to restock.
Магазин. Так. Вроде здесь можно сумку. О, рюкзак. Отлично, у меня теперь еще больше всякого говна. Дать мусор. Закрыть.
Lindodran has what you need. Come back again.
Так. И что, залы испытаний? Пошли, сходим. А то мне было всегда интересно, что у нас тут. Штраф я пройти не смог. А теперь вышло.
To assuage your confusion, I am Bizarane, king of the house. During your trials, I will observe and communicate to you through this medium.
Я думал, тот чувак, король, ну ладно. Что это значит?
This is about you, of course. You are the only mortal to be given a chance to join the House of Sorrows. But do not think such an offer is given out of honor or respect for you. What drives me to this offer is what brought you here. Necessity.
А, как ты разговариваешь со мной?
Through the crystal you see before you, it is not magical in and of itself, but a conduit for my own magic. All your actions will be known to me. Every word will be
Что я должен
listened to.
делать?
What you do is of no concern to me. What I hope to evaluate is what you are, to know how you might best help.
Может, мне кто-нибудь что-нибудь объяснит?
I have locked the way behind you. The way forward is your only path out of these halls.
Ну, во, уже
I can tell
конкретика.
you no more, other than that I will be watching.
Так. Мусор. Ну, вообще, да, должна же быть хоть еще какая-то фракция, а то те 2 фракции я закончил. Мне интересно было бы, если бы вообще больше фракций не осталось. Так.
Help me, mortal! The beast will kill me if you do not help!
А что здесь происходит?
Beast roam these halls, mortal. Once these lands were quiet, gentle. Now they mean to kill all that tread upon it, even the winter fae. My people have lived in peace for decades, centuries. But now we're awash in war and corruption, and we cannot stop it.
Где это чудовище?
I do not know. The midden, it has been sullied. We've never feared such assaults until recently. Wait, what was that? It is here.
Ох ты. У меня резкая посадка по ХП. Так, сравнить. Мусор. Так, мусор, мусор, мусор.
And so you have completed your first trial. Your actions spoke volumes, but your reactions are just as pertinent. You killed the creature that was chasing that woman. Why?
Скажи, зачем я здесь?
It would be at great fault if I did not know something of you, a mysterious mortal without a fate to call his own. Your lack of fate is intriguing, I will admit. And although it is why I summoned you, it does not represent the whole of your nature. Hence, the need for evaluation. Ahead, you will find a Fae of Sorrows succumbing to poison. I am interested to see what you make of him.
Все отправленного эльфа. Бэкпедалишь, значит, да? Бэкпедалишь. Так, сравнить с моими. Так, это сравнить, если... А, все тоже самое. Давайте мусор, давайте мусор. Блять.
Please, are you the mortal that Bizarrain has brought to aid us? The one he is promised? Thank mercy, I have been poisoned. But now that you are here, you can kill me. Please, end my suffering.
Что случилось?
I do not know. It is some poison. In other times, the Fae would not be vulnerable to this.
А чё ж ты внезапно стал восприимчив?
But we are weaker now. We are prone. I could have walked from this once. But now,
Ты хочешь умереть?
please, mortal. I know it's strange, but the Fae are not like you. Death is different to us. I will rise once more in time, but killing me will let me escape this
Чё-то сам себя не может колоть.
suffering.
Кто это с вами сделал?
I do not know. Everything is blurred. I do not even know where I am. It must have been him. He does whatever he cares with his subordinates. It was Bizarrane.
Байсаран сделал это?
He was meant to save us from the Tuatha, to preserve our oldest traditions, to protect the Winter Fae.
Ладно.
Thank you for ending this.
Ты ведь все равно рискнешься.
Death is something you readily deliver, it seems. A different fate dies on account of your mercy or your barbarity.
Зачем нужно это испытание?
I lead a court of Winterfell who wish to free these lands from the Tuatha, and we have gone too long. You have demonstrated substantial worth. One trial remains.
У меня, кстати, шкала это заполнена. Нужно будет как-нибудь слить. Так. У нас есть тут что интересное? Не вижу. Ничего интересного не вижу. Какие-то колонны. Они где-то рядом с замком проходят. Фундаментом замка. О, даже замок.
You have reached this chamber at last. The time of trial is over. No more apparitions, no more questions. The House of Sorrows has always held a precarious position in this world, and now we hold on to it by the tips of our fingers. You think you have broken the Tuatha's grip on Cluracan. You have not. Even now, the Winter Fae and the House of Sorrows are subject to their malice.
Байсаран?
I am the King of Sorrows. I have held dominion over these halls, over this house, over the Winter Fae.
Blah, blah,
But the
blah.
war upon Cluracan has sapped me of my strength. Should these times
Dom
continue, it
Скорби?
is we who permit the Winter Fae to rise above their basic nature, to foster decay and ruin. A nature that normally divides rather than unites. For a time, the House avoided the war that cleaves this land. But now that war is upon us. And we
И чего вам
are,
это нужно?
because there are trials that I can observe from afar, and others. We have reached the trial that I must be present for, if I am to test you truly.
Так, почему я должен с вами драться?
What you need to do and why you must do it are two very different matters, mortal. I deal in instructions.
Я не буду сражаться с вами.
Nor could you have fought me if you had chosen to do so. What you see before you is but an apparition.
Травка.
Now that your trial has concluded, come with me. The Tuatha have yet to break down our doors, but I would not put that past them. The house is poised to collapse from the Tuatha's dissension and destruction, and I need one to help us.
Вы называете это
I
испытанием?
know it is not the mortal way to test someone in a manner such as this. The beasts, the poison, it was all done out of necessity. I did not need you to understand the trial. I only needed it completed. I do not have time for you to meet the struggles of the house unprepared.
Хоть что-то было реально?
Some, your reactions were real, but the Fae with whom you interacted, Tybri, Kadarok, and myself, were not. They were but apparitions of the Fae you will come to know in this house. As facsimiles, the apparitions were appropriate enough, but I think you will find their real-world counterparts more complex.
Я помогу, Дом.
Then welcome to our ranks, mortal. The Hearthstone I gave you at the start of the trials will now reflect your affinity with us. Come, join me at the House of Sorrows. I will show you a world stranger than you have. If we are to discuss the plight of the house, I will do so at his heart. Come, meet me in the main hall of the House of Sorrows, and we will speak of the Prince of Sorrows once. But now, no longer. He wages a war against the Tuatha with little support, but his own strength. Perhaps that is enough for him, but the only thing he will weaken is the house's morale.
Давняя
The
история.
House of Sorrows made a pact with the Tuatha. They would not interfere with us if we did not. Of course, the Tuatha did not trust us, so they insisted that a new king be appointed to the house. In the end, I was the one chosen. I was to be king. But in answering that call, I have been labeled a traitor by many with... The Midden is the cradle in which our race of winter was fostered. It is a place of rot, of decay, a place where the House of Sorrows holds the Far Kelidae, they call themselves. The Faithful. They take the Fae of Winter and craft them into an army. But they, my summer brethren, embody the growth and progression of nature. As such, established, but the Winter Fae bear the burden of regression and decay in their essence. Left alone, they would never be able to... The house's founder, the Weeping King, took on their sorrows and freed them. We carry the burden inherent in the Winter Fae, so they can achieve... To your kind, it is a celebration of war. But before your mortal corpses were hung there by Tuatha, it was the most reverent corpses were placed not in the midden, but hung upon those boughs to show... But like all things in these lands, the tree has been defiled by war. He is the agent of the Tuatha, and though he bears their allegiance, his appearance is that I know little of him, but of me and my house, his knowledge is wide and deep. With that, he is not a type of foe I am familiar with, for he does not attack outright. Instead,
Получен камень сердца. Ладно. Ой. Не хотел я это в мусор закидывать, но ладно. Закинул, так закинул. Так, новое активное задание, голоса мертвых.
Speak. I have a task for you. Of late, there are many in this house who have come to view my authority with... As such, there is need of someone unbiased by our house's history and the traditions therein. Someone such as you. We must move quickly. The Tuatha will not hold their strikes for long. Let us stop their next blow. You fail to understand. Although the Tuatha wage war with us, as they have with the Alfar, they do so by other methods. Our enemies are subtle. They target individuals, not armies. They strike at convictions, not cities. And by doing so, they can retreat to where we cannot find them. For all our years of struggle, we know only this. That our enemy is led by a Tuatha agent, Saturnin. He is the master of this shadowy coup.
А как нам найти Сатурнина?
We cannot right now. He hides himself and covers his tracks well. But I have a lead which you will investigate with one of our delvers, Tybri. A tender, Katarok, has fled the house and killed a fellow member in doing so. I suspect Saturnin's influence, or perhaps that Katarok might be Saturnin himself. Bring Tybri to the body of Katarok's victim. Though dead, the sorrows will remain on the corpse. The sorrows can lead us to Katarok.
Не нужно.
I want you to find him and put an end to it.
Смотрящий.
The tenders are those sacred few who oversee. They also oversee the midden itself. For like a body, the midden is a physical thing, a vessel for rot and finally, they once tended to the gallows tree. But that was before the tree. Members of the house may choose one of two paths. The delvers are those who commune with the sorrows of the living fae and the recently deceased. However, most delvers lost their talent over these last few centuries. But our youngest, Tybri,
Так, сопроводите Тайбри. Окей. Сначала сюда заверну сейчас. Дёнэш.
Greetings, mortal. I am a tender of the midden. I have been instructed to offer you what. Remember.
Who calls? Так. Ах, ты сюда вообще зря побежал. Ладно, пошли.
speak.
I listen.
Так, что это у нас квест, Мелтон?
Mortal, there is something that requires the attention of one of your kind. You have been to the midden, yes? The sacred ground being desecrated by the corpses of your
Это
kind.
да. Что нужно,
The
медленно?
nature of my request is not something the midden needs, but something the midden should do without. The corpses of your brethren have been thrown into the midden as a declaration of hostility by the Tuatha. But they do more than signify a point. Their corruption and rot have drawn an ancient Lianshi Mithgra from slumber. She gluts herself on the bodies and will further corrupt the midden if unchecked.
А, что хочет Мидгра?
To feed, Lianshi are drawn to death and decay. Something winter fae embody in spirit, but which mortals embody in flesh. When mortal corpses began appearing in the midden, Mithgra was unable to resist the temptation before her, and now she runs rampant.
Я помогу
You
убить
cannot
Мидгру.
hope to solve the problem with a simple application of violence. The Athra is old, and she is wise to obvious attacks on her. Searching will yield no quarry, so you must be cunning. If we cannot find her in the midden, we can force her to return to her den beneath the house. Find fresh corpses, the ones Mithgra prefers to eat, and cremate them. With no food to scavenge, she will return to her den. With great difficulty. She is clever and high, but with some cunning, we can force her to appear. Locate any fresh corpses you can find and cremate them. Without food, she will... If there was anyone meant to bear the title King of Sorrow, had we not succumbed to the Tuatha's bargaining, he would have been king.
Понятно.
Instead, we turned our backs on him.
Saturn.
I have nothing more to say about him other than history will know him as the victor.
Смотрящий.
We keep the midden as a monument to the debt we winter fae have made with nature. But now the midden is defiled.
Миден.
It was a gift of the earth to commemorate the rot and decomposition of the fae. Then the two mortals do not decay like fae do. Mortals putrefy and corrupt. The midden and the house now feel this.
Midra.
She is an ancient and powerful Lianshi. Normally she hibernates in the midden. It will only be a matter of time before she further corrupts the midden with her presence. For the
Дом
It
Скорби.
is from these halls that we of the house safeguard the oldest traditions of winter. It must be shown due reverence. The gallows tree is the silent sentinel of the midden, demonstrating it is a symbol not only of the House of Sorrows, but of the Winter Fae. To bear one's corpse upon it was a sacred... Make haste!
Понятно. Так, это у нас выход, да? Ага. Все, окей. Ну что ж, думаю, на этом данная часть прохождения подошла к концу. Да, чуть будет покороче, чем обычно. Продолжение будет, разумеется, в следующей части. Если понравилось данное видео, ставьте лайк, подписывайтесь на канал, вступайте в группу ВКонтакте. Всем спасибо за просмотр, удачи и пока, ребят.